Yeah, we had a situation just about a month ago, actually. So it's a recent one where the guest said they messaged us in the morning. They said, "Hey, we had water last night, and this morning we don't have water." Okay, well they're in a house; they should have water, right? The first thing we go to our cheat sheet. It's an internal sheet that we have of all the properties. First thing we got to check is it on a well or is it city water? Because if it's city
Mm,
water, okay, now I'm reaching out to my client. Did you pay the water bill? Was the water
mm.
shut off? No, it's on the well. Okay, did you trip a breaker? You got to go through this whole check process. And it's Friday. It's Friday. It's in the middle of summer. Turns out the problem is the well pump. Well, you can't just send a handyman to replace a well pump.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Everyone, hello. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and I'm at it again, y'all. I'm excited because I have another exciting guest. I'm just so privileged just to meet some just incredible people, and this is no different. You know what we do? We talk all things real estate, and so this gentleman has made some incredible strides in the real estate space. Specifically around short-term rentals, property management, but what I love about this gentleman, he has a system that he put into place, and he is particularly focused on being a good steward of the things that is put into his hands. So he has a system that he runs that is working. And I just want him to talk to us about it. So sit back. This is going to be a great podcast. I'm super excited for y'all to peek through his lens, see things through his experience. And please help me introduce Mr. Tyler Kabat. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, Quinn, I'm doing awesome, man. Thanks for having me on.
Man, thank you for being here. Super excited. I echo a lot of the things that I just said. Our listeners are in for a real treat, man. And it's not to put pressure on you. I just know that they're just going to get great value from this conversation. But what I'm talking about, pressure ain't going to break you. All pressure is going to do is make a diamond. So you're just going to come shining through anyway. But yeah, I'm just not
That's
trying to
right.
put any undue pressure, but I do want you to just take us into your world. Tell us, what you're focused on these days. Tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe what markets you're operating in. Pretty much, I just want you to bring us into your lens. And so I'm gonna stop talking and turn it over to you, man. Talk to us, Mr. Tyler. Tell us what you all about, sir.
Yeah. So our main business is Doorway Travel. It's a vacation rental property management company. We do a mix of short-term and mid-term properties, so anything that's furnished. And it's full service management, so maintenance, cleaning, guest relations, all the operations on the back end. For people not familiar, short-term rentals is really a hospitality business. And so you're running a hospitality business plus managing the property. My wife and I personally own 20 units, a mix of long, mid, and short term. And we've been managing our own short-term rentals for coming up on 5 years. And we started taking on clients we unofficially launched January 1 of 23. So coming up on 3 years of growing the management company. We've been growing intentionally the last few years, slowly, intentionally, like we talked before, Quentin, and it's really a blessing to be where we're at. We just crested 50 properties under management just in the last month. And, there are days that I wish we were at 150, And then there are other days like, hey, I'm just blessed to be where we're at and, focused on at this time, how can we dial in the operations to the point where we can now intentionally grow in ways that we kind of held back in the past.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. I love that you have built a discipline within your system. Actually, I was just telling the other guests, and I'll use this verbiage and you'll understand it. He got it too, is that there's something about discipline. Discipline, you can learn from it. And once discipline is finished, it brings a life of peace. And so sometimes when you know your system, when you know your discipline, it will produce a life of peace if you let discipline do the work that it's supposed to do. And that's what I love when I hear about the systems that you have in place, not growing too fast, but looking at what's right in front of you and being consistent about that. That discipline has produced you guys owning 20 units and 50 under proper property management, and it's brought peace. And now you can think about, okay, now what's the next step? And so I love that.
Yeah.
I know it's not always easy in this climate, especially being in the service that you're in, trying to find help. And I was talking to one property management manager, and he was like, somebody had a package delivered. It's like, well, who does the package go to? It's so many different lenses that you guys have to, peek through. And so I guess my question is, what's been the key to that machine running smoothly? What's been the key to keeping things on track?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is building good vendor relationships. So I do annual calls with all the cleaning teams and all of the handymen that we work with. Those are our two main vendors that we're communicating with on a daily basis across the different properties and the markets that we're in. So first you have to find a quality vendor, and I'll tap into my social networks at time, just a quick Facebook post. We'll usually get a few leads and someone to reach out to. And then once you find a good one, we'd really try to foster that relationship. And I'll meet with them annually. We'll sit down, we'll reevaluate, hey, how'd the last year go? How do you think things are working? What's broken? How can we improve? And what's it look like a year from now, 2 years from now? Because we want to grow alongside our vendors. So can our handymen handle more volume? Can the cleaning teams handle more volume while still maintaining the same quality that we've come to expect from their work? Yeah. So that's a really huge key to our success. All the systems that we have internally to run the operations, that comes with time and just putting stuff down on paper. So it's recorded and you can train people on what to do, but it's a people business like any business out there. So you need to have that strong vendor network. And I'm grateful that we do. We spend a lot of time on it. And like we talked earlier, one of our biggest challenge is finding good vendors in remote markets. We're located in Northeast Wisconsin. We're just outside of Green Bay. A lot of our properties are spread across central Wisconsin. We're up north Wisconsin. You get travelers from Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison. They want to get away. They want to be on the lake. And so you get into communities where in the summer, there's 20,000 people. In the winter, there's 2. Well, of those 2,000, how many of them are cleaners? And how many of them are good? How many of them will follow your systems and match you on pay and actually show up and do the work? That's our biggest challenge as a company right now. So we spend a lot of time on that.
Thank you so much for sharing. And you're right. And this is why I love talking to different people, specifically somebody that's in your field, because there is different things that we may not think about. There's intricacies and nuances that we may have never considered. Now, I've specifically asking this question to people that's in your position. I've asked this question in the past, and people have brought up raccoons and boats, things I would have never thought that they had to manage, within the space that they do. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked them, because again, I love looking at the unique lens. There are moments when things get real. when things go sideways, times when you got to pivot extremely fast. And I just want to know, man, if there's a story that you can share of a time when you had to pivot fast. Because again, people see the success, but there's a journey and a process to the success. There's nuances to the success. And so are there moments where you have to kind of pivot fast within your sphere of the things that you do?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, we had a situation just about a month ago, actually. So that's a recent one where the guest said they messaged us in the morning. They said, "Hey, we had water last night, and this morning we don't have water." Okay, well, they're in a house. They should have water, right? The first thing we look at, go to our cheat sheet. It's an internal sheet that we have of all the properties. First thing we got to check is it on a well or is it city water? Because if it's city water, okay, now I'm reaching out to my client and, hey, did you pay the water bill? Was the water shut off? No, it's on the well. Okay. Did you trip a breaker? You got to go through this whole check process. And it's Friday. It's in the middle of the summer. Turns out the problem is the well pump. Well, you can't just send a handyman to replace a well pump. So now the guests they're on their end of summer vacation. They've got all their kids there and their family, and they're just trying to enjoy their stay. I mean, they have no water. They can't do anything in the kitchen. They can't do anything in the bathroom. And so, they're going out for the day while we're trying to troubleshoot and we're trying to offer them different solutions. And I spent that entire day on the phone with different vendors trying to get somebody there. And at the end, we were able to get a new well pump installed, a new pressure tank installed. For those people that aren't aware, with a well, you have a pressure tank and a pump that pulls the water out and it gets it through the house. And we had guys in the crawl space working all day on Saturday, and we were able to get it done. But by then, the guest was burnt out on the experience, and they left early. They were supposed to be there for a 4-day stay. And I mean, I feel terrible that their vacation was ruined because they didn't have water, and they couldn't wash their dishes or take a shower. That just ruins your experience, especially when you travel from afar. In those situations, you just have an open, honest conversation with the guest about where it's at. They understand to an extent. It's a house. Things happen. You explain what happened to your client and you tell them how you fixed it. And so, hey, this is what happened. This is how we handled the guest. We did have to provide a full refund. And I'm not going to charge a guest anything for that kind of experience. At the end, the guest says, thanks for handling it. We'd still write you guys a good review on Google because of how you handled it professionally and bent over backwards to make it happen. We offered to pay for their lunch. We offered to pay for their breakfast and their dinner. And so, at the end of the day, it cost my money company and my client lost out because they had to pay for a new well pump and all that. But we got the property fixed. We got it cleaned up. And, the next guest was able to stay with no problem. And now as that client's looking at their CapEx, they know that their well is set for the next 10, 20 years, hopefully. So sometimes you just got to be able to react quickly, and it might eat up half your weekend. That's just the business that we're in.
Wow. Yeah. Again, I see. These are stories that we just can't get. We can't even. I can't even think about that. I wouldn't even imagine that kind of things going on. Because again, we're just looking at the shiny rental property. This guy's doing short-term rental. Like, oh, this is going to just be great. Within all of that, it comes this. The real things that you have to manage, the real things that you have to see that comes up sometimes just like that, just out of the clear blue. And so, man,
Right.
thank you so much. To me, this shows the difference between somebody that just dabble to somebody that's in it for the long term. And this troubleshooting, perseverance, again, it shows me the lenses of somebody who has discipline, because we wouldn't have that system in place. Like, imagine 5 wells breaking on you at one time in one day, right? Like, you just had the discipline to put the system in. That way you was able to respond accordingly. So I love it, Mr. Tyler. Thank
Yep.
you so much for sharing, sir. Now, listen, let me ask you this. What are you most focused on scaling or solving next? Like, Mr. Tyler, what's the next real goal for you, sir?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah. Like we were talking offline, we've been doing this business now almost 3 years. And so like any entrepreneur would know that started a business from the ground up, you're sitting in all the wrong seats from the get-go because you got to do everything. And we're at a point where our operations are really dialed in. We have a great team in place, handles our guest communication and the cleaning management and the vendor management on maintenance side. And so I can put more of my energy into growth and client retention, maintaining those client relationships. At our size company, we have 30 different clients. That's 30 different people with different goals, different personalities, different expectations. So managing that, making sure that we're continuing to serve them and be good stewards of their property, which they've entrusted us to care for. And now we can target some markets, go after the Vicasas and the Evolves of the world that are mismanaging client properties, and not delivering on their promises, and hopefully start scooping up some of that market share because we do provide a quality product. We do have high reviews. I think we crested 2,000 5-star reviews on Airbnb over the summer. That's a testament to the effort that we put in serving our guests and maintaining properties. Even if they're not high-end luxury properties, guests still come in expecting, hotel level clean. Everything should be clean, should be organized. It should match. We always tell cleaners, every time I interview a cleaner, I say, you are our eyes and ears in the property. When you walk out of that place, it should be an Instagram worthy condition because a guest is going to be on Airbnb and they're going to see these gorgeous photos. When they walk in, that better match or we're going to be in a bad place. So we've done a good job of managing that. So no, I'm very grateful that we're in a place where I can start focusing on some intentional growth and really kind of sink some roots into some markets that we think will be more lucrative.
Oh, that's big, man. And, I know my word don't matter much, but I know you're ready for it, man. I could just see the through line of discipline, the through line of having systems in place, having people who you can count on, retaining people that you can count on. And I know we still need to find more, but it just shows me that your heart is to connect with the right people and to make sure that your clients, people who are expecting you to serve them, you're serving them well. And again, you use that word stewardship, which I absolutely love. So it's no doubt in my mind that if now is the time to grow, then it's going to happen. And I'm excited for you, man. So, you talked about relationships, and I think it will benefit people hearing this because relationships are so key. When it comes to building relationships and growing your network, what's made the biggest difference for you?
I think doing things like this, being on different podcasts, I've not been on a lot. I've only been on a handful, but they've been from different areas. And so it gets my voice out there and, it creates expertise in the marketplace, sharing on social media. So I try to either write a post or put a reel out at least 5 days a week. So that's just creating that persona online, that online presence. I'm going to local real estate events. Oftentimes I'm the only short-term rental guy in the room. So just like, some people in the room might own a couple, but we're the only management company in the room because I don't know, our competition doesn't go to the local RIA events. But when somebody wants to invest, our name, Doorway Travel, is the first one mentioned because we are involved in those groups. So doing that and just networking with our local network has really helped. We've grown through word of mouth, and almost half our clients have come because they're like, hey, I've been watching you on Facebook. They'll shoot me a DM. Hey, I've been watching you on Facebook. I have this property. I'm looking for someone to manage it. Or I just sent out a contract over the weekend to a property. A woman posted in one of the short-term rental groups in Facebook saying, hey, we've been self-managing for years and we want somebody to take it over. So I'm just spending time, online, staying in those groups and, be the first one to comment, be the first one to send a DM. And then, I'm an open book with how we run our operations. And I think just by, that just comes from experience and being confident in the product that we provide. We're good at what we do. And I say that confidently, not bragging in any way, because I know that we can deliver.
I love that type of talk, Mr. Teller. Listen, we ain't being arrogant. We just confident. We know who we. So one of my favorite sayings, I got this. I'm gonna be honest with you, from a preacher, and it has changed my life. When you know who you are, you know what to do. And so you're confident, man. I
Mhm.
know who I am. And therefore, in the situation you put me in, I know what to do. I always like to say responsibility is the ability to be able to respond. I can respond based on my ability. And so I like that talking, sir. You're confident. You know who you are. You know what to do. And so I absolutely love that, man. Absolutely love that. Listen,
Yeah, I
before we
like that.
wrap,
I gotta put that in a coffee mug or something.
there you go. Absolutely, man. I love it. I love it, man. Listen, listen, man, the type of person you are, the connection you make, the way you, we ain't talked about it much, but I know you just naturally motivate people. And yeah, man, put that on coffee, Mark. Keep pushing people to, to be what they supposed to be, man. There's no doubt in my mind you already do that. So yeah, I don't know you much, but that's one thing I'm kind of picking up on is just the spirit, man. You just a people person. I love you, man.
I
So listen,
appreciate that,
brother.
Quinn.
Absolutely, man. Before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, or maybe collaborate with you, or learn more about what you're doing,
Absolutely.
what's the best way for them to reach out to you, sir?
Yeah, find me on Facebook, Tyler Kabat, Kabat, or you can search us on Instagram, Facebook. Our business page is Doorway Travel. You can go to doorwaytravel.com and reach out to us through there.
Absolutely. I love it, man. I love it, man. Well, listen, sir, I thank you for being here. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your story. I thank you for your perspective. We definitely need more people in this space that's doing it the right way. It has the integrity and the heart that you have. And so, again, sir, I just thank you for being here, man.
Awesome, Quentin. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. So you got it right. You listen. My man, Mr. Tyler Kabat, has came through. He's giving you value, and we want to make sure you continue to have access to these valuable conversations. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Just one easy click. That way you can come back the next time because we're going to continue having incredible people just like Mr. Tyler. So again, thank you, Mr. Tyler, and to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.